Garden Diaries part 4, the last part of the Garden Diaries series. So in part 3, I showed you the process of planting in the new vegetable garden and I showed you some glimpses of it. But in this part, I wanted to show you everything from the beginning, from building the vegetable garden till the end. So to take it from the beginning, we wanted to build a vegetable garden and we chose to do it in an era of the garden that we didn't use to anything for anything. The past couple of years we have just let it grow. We haven't really cut the lawn there, and that's because the area wasn't really that pretty. We had an issue with some larvae that was eating the lawn. So in Norwegian we call it Oldenborg bille, which is Oldenborg bug. I don't know if it's called that in English as well. But the larva is the issue because it's eating the roots of the lawn. So it was pretty risky to have anything there. So we haven't been doing anything about it. And my family-in-law, who has been living here for many years, knew about it, but they didn't do anything about it. I asked around about this issue, and the one thing that kept coming back to me was that we should just remove the entire lawn. We should dig up the area where the larva was, basically. So that's what we did. The tip was basically to remove the top layer to remove the larva, but as we kept digging, we noticed that the issue wasn't just the top layer. It was pretty deep because they love the roots. That's where they thrive. So we needed to dig up the entire lawn. That may not sound as a huge issue, but we had to do this by hand with a shovel, because if we were to use machines, we would ruin the rest of the garden. Not practical to use any machines there. We didn't want to use any pesticides, so we were just digging and digging and digging. We don't have much equipment. We started to just dig, use a wheelbarrow and try to empty it in our pickup truck. So we borrowed a hanger, which was a lot easier for us to empty the wheelbarrow. That was many hours of hard work. We worked as much as possible from early in the morning, in the weekends, till after work in the weekdays. Some help from my fiance's uncle to even out the area and to help us with the brick wall, and basically just to finish off the area, cutting the roots, removing everything as far as we know to before covering everything up with plastic. Okay, so it's very windy. I don't know how. Oh my god, I don't know how well you can hear me. But we have cleared out the entire area. He can't see me anymore, that's why he's barking. And now it's time to just cut the roots and fix this and remove the rest of the grass and even it out. Hello, now you can see me. dig method to create a garden, but this wasn't really realistic here, and we wanted to use plastic to make sure that we covered up the area. We don't want to build a vegetable garden where the space is invaded by larva that eats your roots. So that's why we chose to use plastic. After covering everything up with plastic, you could start fill up the area with garden beds. We chose to use pallets because that was easy to get access to. It's cheap, it's free basically. So my dad and brother-in-law helped me collect them from their jobs. It was basically just a very easy and cheap way to get access to material. And it was also a good way to reuse some materials. That's why we chose to make plant beds from the pallets. As you saw in part 3, I started to fill up the plant beds before finishing it off because I started to plant a lot inside in January. And in the part of Norway where I live, we usually start after the last frost to plant things out. So I started in late May to plant certain things. Except from the digging, the biggest job was filling up the plant beds. I wanted to avoid buying lots of soil, so I filled up the plant beds with lots of garden waste, but I have 12 garden beds and I doubled them, so I needed a lot of garden waste. For next year, I should use more of my own compost, which I didn't have at the time, and I did not have a lot of pre-collected garden waste, so I collected as I went, and usually I prepare just 1 or 2 at a time because it took a lot of time. It usually took me a couple of hours from starting to collect things to put in the garden bed till I was finished planting in it. So that was a huge job, but it was also the fun part.
Not much writing love songs. Hell, I never even tried. With 1,000 things gone wrong, here's one thing that is right. I run back to you, and you come back to me again.
This line is starting to annoy me because initially we put another line here, but now when I'm looking at it, it would be possible for us to make this more straight. So that's a little annoying. The one in the middle is very crooked. I don't know what to do about it now. It annoys me so much. If we had moved this a little more this way, try to make it more straight in order to use that area more. I don't know what we were thinking, and I don't know how to fix it now. But what I wanted to show you was this. I don't know where to put it. Maybe not here. It looks maybe a little weird, but I want to have something else also. Here I ordered some kind of workbench. Okay, so I'm about to walk my dog and he saw me, so that's why he's making noise. But I asked my brother-in-law to make me some kind of storage room, something to storage my tools, and also use this as a working bench, just temporarily. I think I will most likely use it to storage things. He used pallets, and then he just used some materials that he had left over, and he put a lid on it that I can open. It's exactly what I wanted. It's not waterproof, but that's okay. It's tall enough for me to stand here and use it as a working bench. So that is perfect. I will paint it, but I will wait till I get my other working bench so I know how that look and I can match the colors.
Wildfires burning, and they're packing up for war. Seems like nobody's learning from the ones
They're perfect when it comes to things that I use all the time, so I don't need to put them in the garage for every time I'm doing things down here. And this is actually also something that I would like to use as a compost, so maybe I either ask him to make me another one or I will just use the pallets and not the materials around. And then the same thing here, have a lid so animals can't come into it. After finishing the plant beds, we could finally get some gravel. Okay, so here is our vegetable garden. The final result, or as final as as we can get it right now. So as you can tell, we dug up the entire area, we covered it with plastic, and then we have now covered it with gravel. We fixed those rocks there. Before adding the gravel, we started to fill up the plant beds. So we just used pallets and doubled them, filled up with lots of garden waste soil, and then I planted, and now everything is growing. A lot of it is going good. And I filled up with a few flowers, a lot of different variations of vegetables I'm going to show you. As you can see here, it's an open area here. We are going to build, but I wanted to show it now, and then I can just show you more later, because we're going to slowly add things here. But we're going to build a pergola, like an entrance here. And then I want to have a coffee table. I have ordered a potting bench, and there is a bench that my brother-in-law built for me just to have a few things in it. So we're going to change a few things, but it's pretty finished now. You can see I have some flowers and cucumbers in front here. I have celery, just a lot of different root vegetables, kale, cauliflower, broccoli. Here I have a lot of strawberries. Potatoes are growing, more cauliflower. Here I have just lots of small things. It's zucchini, and then it's green kale and some beets, things like that in the middle. Here I have leek, had tomatoes, but it's not going that well. And then small things in the middle here as well. More flowers. Here is the bench. So we hung up some tools here, just things that I use here all the time. And here are other vegetables, some carrots and stuff like that I'm going to put here, but I still want to arrange things a little bit. And yeah, I really like it. When I know when this is going to be, I want to hang up a little house. But I'm so happy about the result. I can't believe the fact that we build this ourselves with our two hands, digging up the entire area with a freaking shovel and then removing soil. It was a lot of work. We've been working very hard for the past couple of months, and I think it looks good. Obviously it's this rustic homemade style since we use the pallets, but we're not farmers, we just have a normal house. I'm very happy about everything that we are able to produce here. As you can see in the clips, I was a little back and forth on how to arrange everything, and the area isn't straight. So obviously there's already some changes that I would have made on how to arrange them, and my initial plan was to have a bigger hallway entrance in the middle, because one day I would like a greenhouse at the end of this garden. But for now I just started to plant some berry bushes there, and yeah, and I put up a little compost area. But I really loved how the garden looks after adding gravel. So we used the same method here. We had to use our wheelbarrow again and go back and forth with the gravel, but at least this time we could go down, running up the hill with it felt like a hill anyway, with lots of soil that was so heavy, and not up, that was the heaviest part. And obviously, as you saw in the clip, empty the wheel barrier at the hangar and drive that away. I don't know if this was the right way to do it. It was a very difficult and long process. But yeah, at least it was easier for us to empty the wheel barrier now and to walk down the hill with it. Hill. That process was a lot easier than I anticipated. I got a lot of help from my mother-in-law and mom to fill up the area with gravel. I have just one layer with the gravel now. We can keep filling up as we go. I wanted to water it and see how it's set. So yeah, I will continue with filling up with the gravel as I go now. But at least it looks a lot more clean and tidy and well done. So I'm very happy about the result. I have added a garden bench or a potting bench, and I've added some flowers, and my brother-in-law made this huge bench for me where I can put all my tools, and I can also use it as a bench if I want to. So I'm not sure where to place everything yet. I do consider moving things around. I want to paint them. I want to add a garden bow as an entrance, which my brother-in-law is going to help me with, and I want to have flowers growing up on that bow. I would like a sitting area, but for now the garden is ready, it's functional, things are growing. I'm so happy about it. My puppy just wake up so you can hear him coming. But I'm very proud of us. It's been a huge job. It's been a huge project, so much work, but I'm so proud of us. And I'm going to finish off the video here because, okay, he wants to come under the blanket. I'm going to... Okay, you're right there? So I now have a puppy on my lap. So even though I will probably make a lot of changes after this video, I just wanted to end it off, because if I was to wait till everything was just completely ready, I know I'm going to change things many times. It will never be uploaded. So I'm going to just finish it off here. I hope that you like this video. I know it has been taking a lot of time, but as I said, I wanted to just make it as finished as possible, adding gravel, making the appearance a little prettier and clean, more done. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this project. I loved it. It's become my baby, this vegetable garden, and it's obviously a very cheap and easy way of making a vegetable garden. Or I mean, it costs money to add gravel and to plant and do all these things, but we wanted to make it as homemade as possible, to reuse material and to just get the garden ready and up and running. So yeah, I'm not a farmer. This is just for two people. So I'm very happy and proud, and I'm so excited to watch it grow. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and I'm sure I will show you a lot more of the garden later this summer. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.